With Among Us 2 coming out and the promises of roles, a lot of idea crafting and brainstorming has occurred within the community. Today I wish to share with you some of the best ideas from my own Discord and discuss the thought processes behind them along with the effects they may have on gameplay. If this type of video works well, I'd absolutely love to have a look at more ideas. If you do have any, please put them in the comments below or have a look at my own Discord. I'll be sure to feature some of the best. Before we go to the roles, let's talk about what makes a good role in my mind. Among Us 2 will hopefully keep the same gameplay familiar to the first, the concept of social deduction with the use of logical reasoning and testimony, as it's what made the game so popular in the first place, and I doubt Innersoft would implement such drastic changes. In my opinion, the reason Among Us works is that aside from visual tasks, there is very little to confirm crew members, which allows for imposters the better ability to integrate into their opposition. So with that in mind, these roles should have the following restrictions. For crew and neutral roles, they must not provide an ability or attribute that allows them to identify themselves to the group. This means that abilities that can only be performed by one role and can be seen visually should be avoided, including the crew being able to kill or revive players. Secondly, they must have fair and reasonable counterplay to stop them or prevent their abilities. This just stops them from being overpowered. And finally, we work under the assumption that crew and neutral roles don't know what potential roles are in play until they're killed when their role is revealed. For the most part, this means that crew or neutral roles will have abilities that occur when they die, occur during a meeting, or occur during gameplay but can't be seen, and they can't be used to prove themselves in any way. This allows for the same gameplay that imposters are well known for in Among Us. With that out of the way, let me now go over some of the best suggested roles I've seen in the community so far. The Marine is a crew role and personally one that I've come up with myself. The Marine begins with something known as armor. If an imposter were to attack the Marine with this armor on, they will find they will be unable to do so with a notification informing them. To all players, including the attacked target, no animation plays and no indication that an imposter tried to attack is given. After being attacked by an imposter, the Marine cannot be killed until the next meeting and is rendered effectively immune. When the next emergency meeting does occur, the Marine will be notified that their armor has been broken. The Marine acts not only to protect the user once from death, but as an extra investigative tool. When the Marine is told his armor has been cracked, anyone that was near him becomes instantly a suspect. While in no way confirming him as a crew member still, the Marine can be countered by imposters with an alibi as normal, and imposters can themselves claim they are the Marine instead. Imposters, while encountering this, have to react accordingly and change targets. The Marine encourages further investigation while challenging imposters. The Patient is a crew role suggested by Reddit user 716310 and further adapted by my own Discord. The Patient is fitted with a medical alarm that will sound, producing a flatlining sound whenever the player is killed. The Patient acts to inform the crew that a death has occurred and will encourage people to find the body. In death, the Patient is allowed to catch imposters off guard and can be used as evidence against the suspect, with the timing of the siren sort of indicating someone's done something. The imposters can easily escape this search by venting and can actually use the excuse of searching for the body to explain why they haven't been seen recently. In truth, the Patient has quite a simple role, the fact that they're meant to die. However, their death can have unexpected consequences for all players. Let's talk about a possible imposter role now. The Chemist is an imposter with the ability to drug crew members. Every meeting they're able to select one person in secret to drug. Drugged crew members have their vision altered and they can only see people as plain images. They have no defining features like colours, clothes, pets or names. All imposters can also tell if an individual is drugged. This effect can be remedied by heading to the med bay by completing a small task for the antidote, but doesn't have to be if they don't want to. The Chemist is a type of support role which with a bit of thinking can be applied really effectively. Take for example nearing the end of the game where only a few tasks remain. Players who wish to avoid being drugged by the Chemist that still have to do tasks will be unable to announce that they still have tasks remaining. The Chemist enables kills to be performed even in difficult scenarios and played well can really be powerful to the imposters. The Consultant is a crew role that allows them to potentially negate votes. The Consultant may secretly choose any player to block their vote, however this only occurs if the block vote would have changed the outcome of a meeting. For instance, if the block vote was to produce a tie in the results, the effect would come into place. Naturally, the Consultant can block anyone's vote, even themselves. The Consultant allows for crew to potentially control the votes and turn the tides of a close situation. However, this can only occur when the Consultant has an idea of who they can trust, and this can easily turn against the crew. Especially in late game situations, this role can potentially prevent a surely lost game if played correctly. The Convict, or Conscript if you ask my Discord, is a neutral role belonging to neither team, simply wishing to be ejected. In this game it acts as the Jester or Tanner, a highly requested role by the community as it allows imposters some counterplay when faced with substantial evidence. Whenever the Convict is evicted, they can choose one player who ejected them to lose their vote in the next emergency meeting. It's quite simple, but the very existence of this role allows for imposters to pretend to be this role if need be. The reason for the Convict blocking votes instead of killing a player is primarily due to the fact that killing people more often favours the imposters over the crew, and especially in this game that can be a bit of an issue. As the Convict is a neutral role, this vote blocking acts to not favour either team too much. The Engineer is a crew role who acts as a safety net against sabotages. So long as they remain alive, if a system sabotage were about to cause the crew to lose, they prevent this from happening one time and the system repairs itself. The Engineer is designed primarily to stop the common game state of having one imposters and two crew members, and offers a chance that the crew members may still be able to escape the situation in hand. Naturally, the crew doesn't know if the Engineer is in the game, so the crew still has to respond to sabotages. Along with this, imposters can claim to be the Engineer, explaining why they decided to do tasks or follow players instead of fixing any sabotage systems. The Engineer provides a last chance to the crew, but only if they stay alive, making this a high priority target. The Hunter is an imposter class with a unique ability. At the end of every meeting, they're able to place a tracker on any player. This tracker gives the Hunter a ping to his current position on this map every 10 seconds, assisting him in finding his location. Naturally, this suits being able to stalk targets easily without being present. However, it also allows him to keep tabs on potential witnesses who may call people out. Finally, neutral classes may be easily revealed with proper use of this tracker. It's a simple recon ability that has fantastic potential, although it may be hard to use if crew members stick together. Finally, the Spawn is a neutral role with a special win condition that only appears in games with large amounts of players. While the Spawn is considered neutral for the sake of selecting roles, they only win with the imposters, however they can still be killed. To balance this, the imposters will know when one of their Spawn is present. As a Spawn, it's your objective to attempt to find and work with your imposter friends and attempt to alert them to your presence without being killed for it by the rest of the crew. To balance this out, this role is meant for 14 to 15 players to ensure that votes aren't too heavily against the crew. Spawn provide an extra vote if played correctly, but require careful integration with the crew. While imposters may sometimes not have to worry about killing with a witness in front of them, they might be the Spawn instead. Those were just some role ideas from around the community, and ones that I think could be well implemented if Innersloth goes for the same style of game. If you have any of your own suggestions, feel free to share them in the comments below or in my own Discord, which you can find in the description. At any rate, thank you for watching.